Fabillon, and I'm going to present our common work with Professor Gus, who can be here today, on the study of error propagation in the transformation of dynamic thermal model. Predictive control and energy efficiency measurements require experimental identification of the model. Two types of model can be used. The first one is a state-space representation, which is established from a thermal network where the relation between the physical parameters are explicit, contrary to the autoregressive model. Indeed, the autoregressive model, the coefficient of the autoregressive model have to follow some transformation in order to have a physical meaning. The possibility of switching from a model to another is appealing, since both model advantages can be cumulated, but which one is the best suited? This figure summarizes the possible transformation and the process to follow. For ease of notation, we use acronym. RC refers to the physical parameter of the thermal network, SS to the state space representation, and ARX to the autoregressive model. We consider three transformations between RC and SS, between SS and ARX, and between RC and ARX. First, we are going to describe this transformation. We start with the thermal network. We consider a simple thermal network representing the thermal transfer through a wall. Simple in the sense that the building envelope has only three nodes, two for the temperature surfaces and one for the temperature of the wall. It's the gray frame. Then QV in the blue frame is the heat rate transfer rate for infiltration and ventilation. QCO and QCI in green are respectively the heat transfer rates for outdoor and indoor air convection. And finally, the other frame are disturbances. In orange, we have the outside air temperature, in yellow, the solar irradiance, and in red, internal gains. How can we transform this thermal network in state-space representation? From this thermal network, we can easily obtain the heat balance equations, thanks to the modified model analysis. This method has an advantage. We have a unique representation for each branches. So the equation describing thermal transfer in a typical branch, as represented in the figure, can be extended to the whole network by using matrix notation. Branches are connected thanks to the incidence matrix, which defines the flow through the network. Temperature drop and heat transfer rate are defined for each branches and heat balance for each temperature nodes. Then we obtain the heat balance equation. But in order to get the state-space representation, we have to separate the differential to the algebraic equation. For that purpose, we use Gauss elimination in order to remove the nodes without thermal capacity. To resume, we obtain a state-space representation with 8 coefficients from a thermal network with 6 physical parameters. So in order to reverse the transformation, we have to identify the 2 state-space parameters which are not independent from the other. Then we can remove this dependency and balance the system of equation. Now we want to transform this state space in autoregressive model. The autoregressive model is based on past observation, since input and output are collected by sampling. It's a discrete transfer function. So the first thing to do is to discretize the state space. For simplicity, we consider Euler approximation. Then this discrete state space can be put in canonical state space by using similarity transformation. It's a change of coordinates which doesn't affect the input-output relationship. We are interested to put our system in observability canonical form. For that purpose, we have to find the matrix T to put our system in this form. By using the equation, which links the two observability matrices, the one of the discrete state space and the one of the canonical, we can easily find this matrix T. Indeed, the observability matrix of the canonical state space is the identity matrix. Therefore, the matrix T is only the inverse of the observability matrix of the discrete state space. This observability canonical form has an advantage. The coefficient of the autoregressive model appear explicitly in the state space, as you can see, where alpha has the coefficient of the denominators and beta the coefficient of the numerators. By combining these two transformations, we are able to transform a thermal network in autoregressive model and find the physical parameter from the coefficient of the autoregressive model. In order to answer the question which model is the best suited for experimental identification, we study the error propagation for the transformation by Monte Carlo simulation. Each transformation can be represented by a simple relation, f of pi equal po, where pi is a vector of input parameters from the original model, and po is the output parameters from the new model after the transformation. We've represented each input parameter by a Gaussian distribution, the black curve on the left figure, centered on the respective parameter value, and with a standard deviation chosen as 10% of this value. Then we perform a high number of simulations where each input is randomly extracted from its respective distribution. The purpose is to explore the input space and then to observe the output distribution. In order to characterize this transformation, we use two indicators. The first one, the mean absolute error between simulated output and the true value of the output parameters. And the second one is the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, which indicates if the output distribution is Gaussian. Indeed, by taking the mean and the standard deviation of the output, we are able to generate a Gaussian cumulative distribution, like the right curve on the left figure. Then, from this function, we are able to determine two confidence intervals, like the dot curve in the right figure. Then, by taking the real cumulative distribution of the outputs, we can test if this function crosses one of these bounds. If it's the case, it means that the output distribution is not Gaussian at a given probability level. In the previous parts, we have located the most sensitive relation to parameters deviation. Now we want to identify which parameters is the most responsible for the output variance, thanks to the sensitivity analysis. The output variance can be decomposed into power-case summands if each input is uniformly distributed in the unit interval. Then, from this decomposition, we can determine two sensitivity indices. The first order index, SI, represents a reduction of variance what would be obtained if the corresponding input could be fixed. The second one, STI, is the total sensitivity index, which take into account all the interaction between these parameters, with these parameters. This analysis shows that the transformation from the physical parameter to the autoregressive model are robust against uncertainties. The output distribution are all Gaussian or almost. The mean absolute error are around 10% of the true value of the parameters. And the worst case, which is only 22%, which is still satisfactory because this output parameters is dependent of 5 input parameters with 10% deviation each. In the reverse way, the transformation are more sensitive to parameter deviation. First, from the autoregressive model to the state space, despite the fact that all the distributions are Gaussian and centered on the true value, 3 parameters have a large mean absolute error, which means that the distributions are widespread. Secondly, from the state space to the physical parameters, only one distribution is Gaussian. And 3 output parameters have large outliers. By large outliers, I mean many simulated output are far from the distribution peaks. The combination of these two transformations, as expected, give poor results. The distributions are not Gaussian, some are not even centered, and with a large mean absolute error. So we conclude that the state space is a better choice for identifying the parameter. Since in this way, the transformation is robust against uncertainties. However, a relation sensitive to parameter deviation can be improved by finding the most influential parameters thanks to sensitivity analysis. For instance, the parameter CA is responsible for 60% of the variance of the state space parameter A12. If we have any a priori knowledge or information on these input parameters, we are able to add constraints in the experimental identification and then to reduce the possible deviation of this parameter and make the transformation more robust. Thanks for your attention.